God, who at sundry times and divers manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets. So, first thing I want to introduce, just opening this up, is that it's clear that this is talking to people who had prophets, and it's talking about a particular group of people who had fathers. So, whereas people want to clump everything together and saying everything is for everyone, this is specifically for the Hebrews. It's particularly for the Israelites, if you're going to get particular about it. So I just think it's very important that we start off so we know who this is being directed to, so there's no confusion when we get to later portion, because many people will dismiss it and misinterpret everything because they're misunderstanding of who the letter is being directed to in the first place. Verse 2, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. Okay, so we start talking about the question, how is the Son supreme? What shows his supremacy? Well, this Son is the very one who has made all the worlds, according to verse 2, and has been appointed the heir of all things, and presumably by the Father, but we'll go on. As we read this, we'll get clarification. Verse 3, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high. So now this is talking about whose the brightness is, whose glory, whose is the express image. This is talking about the Father. Even though there's nothing said directly of that nature yet, we'll get to it. But when it's saying majesty on high, this is a reference to the Father. Verse 4, being so much better than the angels, as he had by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. So of all the angels, of all the ministering spirits, this Son has had an inheritance that's more excellent than the name that they've been given. Verse 5, for unto which of the angels said he at any time, thou art my Son, this day have I begotten thee, and again I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son. So there we go right here. This is the end all be all of it. Right here, we have a father-son relationship. So the Son is the direct image of the Father that we're talking about. Verse 6, and again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he said, and let all the angels of God worship him. So he's receiving all praise from the creation that was in heaven. Verse 7, and of the angels he saith, who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire. Verse 8, but unto the Son he said, thy throne, O God, is forever and ever. A scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. So of the angels, starting in verse 7, he says he makes them angel spirits and ministers a flame of fire. But of the Son, he has a scepter prepared for him. And he has a kingdom. Going forward, looking at verse 9, thou hast loved righteousness and hated iniquity. Therefore God, even thy God, hath anointed thee with the oil of gladness above thy fellows. So what are we talking about right here? So a good way of looking at God is to think of the word power, your power. Yes, even thy power. So you have someone who is above the Messiah. There's no equality, if you will, as that's pushed many times. The Son is subservient to the Father, just like man is subservient to the Son, and women are subservient in that order. Is there something wrong when everything's going right? No. It just creates harmony and peace. And just like women would be over the small children and other women as well. Going forward, verse 10, and thou, Lord, in the beginning hast laid the foundation of the earth, and the heavens are the works of thy hands. So in the very beginning, we have the Son, who has fashioned the earth through the instruction of his Father, and the heavens were also part of his handiwork. They shall perish, but thou remainest, and they all shall wax old as does a garment. So just a comparison right here. Just how long, how eternal the Son and even the Father will be. Verse 12. And as a vesture shalt thou fold them up, and they shall be changed, but thou art the same, and thy years shall not fail. So again, all of creation is going to be folded up. It's going to be changed. But as far as the solid rock, that is the Messiah, that we rest upon, that we depend upon, he will always stay the same. Verse 13. But to which of the angels said he at any time, sit on my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool? So again, this is another question that's put forth from the perspective of the Father. And he's asking, and pretty much he's asking, okay, which of these ministry spirits, which of these angels have I ever said this to? Sit on my right hand, and I'm going to make all your enemies your footstool. And the rhetorical answer, or the common sense answer, is none of them. None of them have received such an invitation. Finally, we get to verse 14. Are they not all ministering spirits sent forth to minister for them who shall be heirs of salvation? So again, we go back. It talks about who shall be heirs of salvation. Well, the heirs of salvation is talking about who in sundry times and in different manners will spake to the children, the descendants of these people. So the fathers and the prophets. So we have clarification at the very end as well, as far as what verse 14 or who verse 14 is being directed to. Now it's more complex than that. And am I saying that is all there is to it? No. But what we see automatically from the very beginning, just to summarize, is the supremacy of the Son because of the personal invitation that the Father has given toward the Son, and what he has called him and deemed him from the very beginning, and the Son's active role in the fashioning of everything, the worlds. These are the things that show the supremacy of the Son, and just his view from the Father's point of view. The Father can entrust him with everything, even leading us, the heirs of salvation, sending his ministering spirits so that we can receive salvation as well as descendants of the patriarchs and of the prophets.